Nataraj sir used to ask whether you are following the schedule or not. There are many challenges or sometimes doubts whether as to whether we are doing enough or not. But Nataraj sir advised me not to be perfectionist. There are multiple points where test series differ from other test series. Hello everyone, I am Aman Verma. This is my third attempt, and this year I enrolled in Nataraj sir's Anthropology and GS test series. The test series was scheduled according to the needs of the examinations. First, it towards the sectional test, and later it was categorized into full and test. The sectional test helped in concept building, and it also helped in timely completion of the syllabus. And the full and test were helpful in simulating the exam-like conditions and performance under exam pressure and time management, things like that. Other aspects of the test series that I found beneficial were daily follow-ups and personalized mentorship guidance by Nataraj sir. So in personalized mentorship, he used to give value addition material, which was in addition material that was in addition to what I wrote in my test series. In addition to it, he also told about structuring of answers that were required for better presentation and better presentation of answers. And there were personalized sessions almost on daily basis that were helpful in concept retention and concept clarity. As far as improvements are concerned, there were multiple tests regarding the same concepts or same topics. So different concepts were covered in different tests throughout the test series. For example, we had half tests earlier, and later there were full tests of social cultural for any other subject. Maybe it is also tribal or Indian society also. So there were the concepts got repeated in those tests. So once the concepts were repeated, I was able to better present them. There was also building of foundations of concepts. So my concepts and understanding of the subject got improved over time by these test series because there are multiple tests on many topics and in different tests. And also time of completion also reduced. Uh, there was gradual reduction in times as I proceeded with the tests in the test series. So there was improvement in time, there was improvement in presentation, and there was improvement in content of the test as I proceeded with the test series. And in the full length test, I was able to I was able to mix all these learnings and able to write the paper. So it came out very well at the end. This was my main thing. During the last year, when I didn't enroll in Nataraj sir's test series program, it was challenged to complete the syllabus on time and also plan the subjects, plan the time which I had to allot to different portion of the anthropology subject. But joining the test series, it was already pre-planned what portion of time I should allocate to different sections of the subject, and also the research part was delegated to sir. Where I only focused on completing my resources and writing the test. The additional value addition was being provided by the sir, and I kept on incorporating it as the test series progressed. So it helped me in revising the content that I had in addition to the value addition that was provided by sir. Comparison to the last year, where most of my time was going in researching and finding new points and new material, and I didn't have that sort of completion of syllabus which with this test series I had before. But because when I wrote some sections of the test, as I completed those sections of the test, there was a sense of completion and satisfaction that I have completed a portion of anthropology. Feedback from Nataraj's test series was a comprehensive one, which included value addition material for the answers that I wrote, and it also included suggestions for improvement in presentations of those answers, and it also included methods of retention of concepts. Some sessions that Sir had that helped me retaining those concepts. For example, one question in our test series was about how language is perpetuating inequality in society. So in that question, sir, in value addition, sir gave that language plays a substantial role in perpetuating inequality. Concept associate This was a concept, and associated with it, sir also gave scholars names like Pierre Bourdieu, and in addition to these, sir also used to give examples about these concepts. For example, for in this particular case, one example was received pronunciation in UK. So the comprehensive value addition that was given by Sir was was used in enrichment of my answers, and multiple value additions over the course of the test series helped in building the concepts as well as increasing the quality of my answers. And in the suggestions part, Sir also used to suggest how I can improve the presentation of my answers, focusing more on introduction, addition of scholars in conclusion, and giving a certain framework in the body part. I remember Sir emphasizing about mentioning of government policies and evaluation of those government policies in tribal module. So specifically attention on paying attention on the structuring of all answers also helped in improving my quality of answers over time. The test series had 20 tests in all, and completion of 20 tests ensured that each and every syllabus was comprehensively covered. And there were multiple tests for each module. So repetition of tests in module ensured that the concepts were retained, and I was able to kind of present those concepts what I learned in previous test series. In addition, I also used to have revision session with Sir, and in those sessions, Sir also used to give sometimes acronym to memorize difficult concepts on difficult names. One such example is Sir gave his bad GPS that was related to local committee suggestions on scheduled price. And in addition to the revision sessions, I was also given targets to use certain number of value addition points in my test. For that, I used to revise more, and in FLTs, I used to incorporate those value addition points. After the full length test, I also had sessions where I and Sir used to brainstorm whether which additional points could have been brought in my answers. So by these exercises, I was able to increase the number of value addition points in my test. Most of the students feel that online mentorship program would be different from that of offline mentorship program. And in other test series also, there is probably many other mentors allotted to you that look for your mentorship. But in this case, Sir was directly available and approachable, and we could discuss with him not only the subject matters but also other things that are vital for this examination. So in addition to the subject mentorship, there is also this psychological support that is required in this examination. There are many challenges or sometimes doubts as to whether we are doing enough or not, whether what we are doing, whether we'll be able to complete the syllabus on time, or will be able to reach our targets or not. So Sir was also approachable over these inquiries, and Sir's support and mentorship was not only beneficial in dealing with the subjects, but also the stress that comes alongside with the preparation. In anthropology subject, we have this notion that the subject is very limited, or we have that our resources are limited. So because of that, sometimes, as I did that, we tend to master our resource or or whatever material that we have. That takes time, and then studying it multiple times. We have this notion that if we'll study it multiple times, we'll be perfect in it, and then we'll replicate on the test. So Nataraj sir advised me not to be perfectionist. That is, to attempt the test with whatever knowledge that I had. And upon that, the value addition that sir gave and the suggestions that he gave when I wrote the test improved my concepts of anthropology, and it also helped me in building the foundations of the subject and also write good answers. So one advice that Nataraj sir gave me was not to become a perfectionist, but to study and write the tests on time. This was my second main, and in my previous attempt also, I have enrolled in other test series. There are multiple points where this test series differed from other test series. One was the feedback that is given on test series. So most of the test series that are available in the market, the general feedback that we get is the feedback is more generic in sense that they suggest us to revise more and improve our content on etc. So basically one of the difference that is there in anthropology test series and other general studies test series is that sometimes we get value addition or model answers in general studies, but we don't get that general model answers in anthropology in other test series also. So we don't have that completion of the answers that we write. So even after attempting a test series, we only have the limited knowledge that we had before attempting the test series. So there is no additional value addition when we attempt a test series. But in this test series, Nataraj test series, when we attempt a test series, there is additional value material. There is additional material that is given by sir on the top of what we wrote. So in addition to building our concepts, it also enhances our area of knowledge or scope of knowledge, which is absent in other test series. And the other factor in which this test series differed from other was approach. This test there was more approachable as compared to other institutes, because sometimes the other institute have a larger batch. So the one-to-one mentorship is not possible or possible in those institutes, but here there was approachable and one-to-one mentorship was possible where sir knew the strengths and weakness of every candidate, I think, and he guided them accordingly. Other is that the formal setup of sometimes that other institutes have, because many a times the institutes conduct their test series from the online platforms. So the connection between the students and the institute is that of submitting the test or attempting the test and submitting it only. But here we have more informal touch with sir and his team. So the approachability is more easier, where we can ask more doubts. We can have like more tailored sessions according to our needs, or sometimes we also can ask sir to arrange a special session if we are facing any difficulty. And in addition to that, Nataraj the test series was also where Nataraj sir used to ask whether we are following the schedule or not. So sometimes what happens is in other test series, it is more of a where you buy a test series and they forget. So there is no accountability of when you will get the test, when you will give the test or not. In most of the institutes, the relationship between the student and institute is limited to the test series. So it is more of like buying the test series and forgetting. So there is no accountability as to when you are attempting your test and submitting it. So this happened to me in the last time where last time, where I enrolled in a test series, but I could not attend those test series till the last. But here, sir used to ask me and ensured that I attempted the test series on time. So this was also one of the factors that set this test series apart from other test series. Nataraj sir test series is itself a very comprehensive one. It has almost 20 questions. So in one test series, in one test, you actually write more than around 50 pages. So the 20 tests combined is around 1,000 pages of writing the answers of anthropology. So the amount of work that has, the amount of writing that goes in completing the test series itself gives a confidence about the subject. Other thing is that the questions that are asked in test series are comprehensive and they are analytical. Uh, so attempting those questions builds a sense of confidence. It also helps in enriching the concepts. So that helps in tackling the questions in the exam. And the FLTs are designed more analytical in sense that those are attempted in exam-like conditions. So attempting those analytical questions or difficult, in a sense, difficult questions gives a confidence about using the concepts that you have or the value that or the value material that we have to use that in actual examination. And also the test series also comprises of the concepts that are asked in previous year questions. So covering the test series, in a sense, helps in covering the anthropology subject in a comprehensive manner. Over the past few years, I've noticed that the examination pattern is been changing and there are more analytical questions asked in the exam. Earlier, the questions used to be more straightforward, where limited learning could also help, but analytical questions and many times more specific questions are being asked in the examinations these days. So attempting the test series help in answering the questions, even the typical questions with the limited amount of the content that I had. For example, in this year examination, there was a question about ethno-nationalism. So, and in that question, I wrote in the contemporary relevance, I wrote about Sarnaism, which I learned in test series. So there are many concepts that I learned in test series, and I was able to implement that in exam. So answering the difficult questions in test series sometimes helps in dealing with the bouncer questions that are asked in examination. To my friends, I would like to say that they should follow the schedule that is being provided by sir. The test series made by sir and his team is prepared keeping the interest of the examination. For example, in the test series that I joined, test 1 was of tribal anthropology and test 8 was of tribal anthropology. So there was a gap of six tests in between. So this was scheduled keeping in mind that there is need of multiple revisions of the same topic. You will attempt test 1 and you'll get to know your mistakes. You will improve on those mistakes, revise it, and you will attempt test 8. This will help in improving your concepts and also improving over the mistakes that you have committed in test 1. So sticking to the schedule is one thing that I would suggest. Other is completing the tests, because 15 to 20 tests are there in the test series. Completing the test would give a sense of satisfaction of completion of syllabus, and it would also boost confidence in you to attempt the examination. And sir also advised me to allot a certain amount of time daily to anthropology in addition to other subjects that I study. Studying anthropology daily is vital because most of our performance in the examination is based on our performance in anthropology or our optional subject, and anthropology requires additional efforts in terms of revising it multiple times. So allocating a certain amount of time daily would help us to revise it more and keep in touch with the concepts that we have learned in the past. And uh, most of the students, including myself, I thought that uh, they tend to write their test at the end. So students should avoid this mistake of writing the test at the end, because writing at the end would not help students much, because there will be some feedback that will be given by sir, and it will be nearly impossible to incorporate our feedbacks if we are writing our tests continuously. So there should be some time uh, between the tests, and the test should be written in the order and more or less the time frame that is being provided in the test series. And in addition to that, I would also like to say that practicing of FLTs in exam-like conditions is also very important, because the questions I found the questions in FLTs as challenging, and writing those questions with the limited knowledge that we have uh, builds a sense of confidence in attempting the questions in original examination in the UPSC exam.